So when you go back to this, what Crystal said, and we go back to this diagram and the timeline here, what you find is the following, okay? So this is his infrastructure. So on October 20th, when he fired Vijay Gadde and all the executives, why didn't he take down this portal? He knew about it. If he's a free speech absolutist, whatever he calls himself, okay, I don't care about Kanye, by the way. I don't give a damn about him. I think he's an idiot. But he has a right to say what he has to say if you're a free speech absolutist. And he should have taken down the entire portal. Again, remember what he says. I am against censorship that goes beyond the law. This is way beyond the law. You don't have to dig up your whatever, Elon, to dig into this. There's nothing to dig into. And by the way, as a programmer, I can tell you this. It takes about 30 seconds to write a piece of code to say no more portal. One phone call and he can do that. Remember, Elon Musk claims, he stays awake nights, figures out how rocket works. He reads manuals overnight. The playbooks are up there, Elon. You've had it. The bottom line is you have not taken action. You're full of shit right now because you have not acted. You're talking the talk, doing Hunter Biden, holding these things, but you're not taking action. The first action should have been to remove that portal, because that portal, by your own standards, goes beyond the law. And if this doesn't go beyond the law, why are you keeping it up? So we have some questions for Elon. First, why did the portal not get shut down on day one with Vijay Gadde's firing? Second question, and Carlos, you and I have spoken about this, right? Given Twitter is beholden to the government for their platform valuation higher than a publisher like the New York Times via Section 230, is this why you have the portal going? For you and your investors in Silicon Valley, quid pro quo, who now want to be on the pseudo free speech bandwagon. Let me explain that. Let me explain how valuations work. Those of you, Carlos, you've invested in companies, I've run companies. What is valuation? Okay, let's say you are running a newspaper, okay? And someone else is running a software company. Let's say the newspaper makes $1 million revenue a year and the software company makes $1 million revenue a year. Got it? Same revenue. But Carlos and I want to invest in the newspaper company and the software company. What is the value of that newspaper company? Typically, a newspaper by analysts, Wall Street standards, is typically 2 times revenue. It's called a multiple. And these are set by the insiders in Wall Street and the analysts and the Silicon Valley guys. So the newspaper, that's, what did I say, making $100,000 a year, that's only worth $200,000 on a good day. The software company gets a very different valuation multiple, potentially 20. It's worth $2 million. Everyone following me? The software, both companies are making $100,000 in revenue a year. One company gets a valuation of $200,000. The other company gets a valuation of $2 million. It's called a valuation multiple. And this is created by analysts, by various formulae, various agreements. Now, how does this come to follow the money with Elon? Well, a publisher like a New York Times is valued typically at 2x of revenue. A platform like a Facebook, like a Twitter, like a Google, typically gets a minimum valuation of 10 times. And that's on even a worse day. So if you go look at the New York Times revenue right now, it's a publisher. They did $2 billion in revenue. They're worth about $4 billion on Wall Street. Twitter did about $5 billion in revenue. They should be worth, if they were a publisher, $10 billion, but they're worth like $50 billion. Okay, 10x. Why? Because they get to be branded as a platform receiving Section 230 immunity. What is a platform? A platform is a company that, like Twitter, has various people who create accounts and they post stuff. Section 230 immunity was created because you wanted, if Carlos posted something on Twitter and saying something negative against Crystal, like Crystal beats her dog, you don't want Crystal coming and suing Twitter, okay? So platform companies get Section 230 immunity, but more importantly, they also get something more interesting. As a platform company, they get a higher valuation. But in order to get that higher valuation, they have to do certain things. And is it, hey, government gets a portal, government gets private access. And so this entire bullshit, oh, I'm a free speech absolutist. Really? Why didn't you get rid of the portal? Because you have, go look at the people who invested in Elon's friends, all the most entrenched Silicon Valley people and P. Diddy, okay? And these people want to make money off free speech because they know our lawsuit exposed the problems. So now they're out there on Fox News. The Democrats suck. We want to make money off free speech. We're going to monetize free speech. Well, it's all bullshit unless you eliminate this portal. And the issue is, he's serious about eliminating that portal. So what I'm here to get you, both your comments on, Carlos and Crystal, without eliminating this portal, how do we have free speech? Carlos?
We don't. Let me just go back really quick and I will answer the question. Kanye West, when I mentioned him, I agree with you, Dr. Shiva. he's an idiot and says a lot of stupid things. But again, if you're going to come in here and own Twitter and you're going to be fair and say, okay, you want to say stupid things, you could say stupid things. That's still protected speech. You could say that you like the Nazis. You could say you like Fidel Castro. I don't agree with any of it. I think they're a bunch of idiots. But I just don't want people to be suppressed in their speech, as long as it's not child pornography or trying to create some sort of a war or something. I think it is totally normal that people are protected, and that's what the Constitution was for. Now, to answer your question, I think that he's doing this because he is controlled by the government. All of these tech companies are controlled, and they're in bed with the government. And I don't think he's going to ever lose his platform status, and his evaluation.
There you go.
And his evaluation is probably at times 20, and in 5 years that's going to be worth 100 billion, not 50 billion. So he's going to kill it with this thing. And again, he's showing you how he's not alone controlling this thing. The government, when he had to take off Kanye West, and he continues to do things, and everybody will continue to be deplatformed when they say something that the government does not like or doesn't want you to hear. It will continue to happen. He is not our saving grace, and he will not lose his immunity of Section 230, period, end.
Yeah. And the interesting thing, Carlos, is what I wanted to say is we have to really be smart now. We can't be seeing someone as our savior. And that's what we saw, right, Crystal, on that Twitter hangout, all the Elon, are you Elon? Let me, put oil on your feet. Okay. It was becoming total bunch of sycophants. And that's why I wanted to do this at this point, Carlos, to break people out of this trance. And when you look at the economics here, if we go back to this, okay, what we find, let me go back to this, is the other question we have to ask is, are you ever going to shut down the portal and get real and stop selling your soul? Because as of now, the day that you fired Vijay Gadde, you got to understand who Vijay Gadde is. Vijay Gadde is a woman who's an overt person who hates the First Amendment. She doesn't like the First Amendment. Elon Musk says he loves the free speech. In words, they've been saying this. Well, Vijay Gadde, in my view, Carlos and Crystal, was crude in how she executed people like me. Now the Silicon Valley guys are coming in and saying, shit, we did this the wrong way. Let Elon do it the right way. Smooth it over. We'll make people feel good. We'll release some Hunter Biden stuff. By the way, most of the stuff we already knew. It was a snooze bore, right? And we'll make people think we have a stalwart for free speech, but nothing's going to change because he's beholden to government. And that's the point here. And the point, when you go look at this closely, is the second question we're going to ask, is Elon Musk waiting for Lindsey Graham and Elizabeth Warren to retroactively legalize this illegal censorship when Twitter went beyond the law? What do I mean by that? What we're saying is that infrastructure is illegal, right? It's a violation of the First Amendment. Now, those of you who don't know about this, in early 2000, the telecommunications companies were wiretapping U.S. citizens, violating the First and Fourth Amendments. Go look it up. During the Bush administration, they were violating, again, government was using telecom companies to wiretap U.S. citizens. It was illegal. But then what happened was in 2011, Democrats and Republicans passed a law that retroactively protected telco companies. Elon Musk knows that infrastructure that our lawsuit discovered is illegal. This is why he keeps using the words very cleverly, right? We won't do anything that's beyond the law. ... Please give me the law. And guess what's happening? Elizabeth Warren, and this just came out today, and Lindsey Graham, I just got this in the mail, okay? It came out in Master List. The odd couple, U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren Sunday said it's always interesting to work with any of her Senate colleagues, but the turmoil at Twitter following Elon Musk takeover has brought together the unlikely pairing of Warren and South Carolina Republican Lindsey Graham. And what they're talking about is they want to start putting together a formal infrastructure to legalize that illegal shit we found out, exactly what occurred with the telco companies. So Elon Musk is just waiting for them to pass a law. So he can say, I'm just following the law. Thank you very much. Give me my $100 billion valuation. Ooh, boo-hoo, I paid a lot for Twitter. And all the people think, ooh, poor Elon. No, he knows what he's doing. He knows a platform company will get 10, 20x multiple on valuation. And that's what this is about.